Good morning, guys, or maybe afternoon, depending when you watch the video. Today we're going to continue our factoring. That's what this unit is all about, is factoring polynomials. So we've learned how to factor with GCF. When there's 4 terms, we've learned to factor with grouping, and we've learned to do backwards FOIL. And then the last assignment, you were putting together 2 of those strategies, GCF first, and then backwards FOIL. And that's basically what we're doing again today, except all the problems you had before, the leading coefficient was 1, and now the leading coefficient is not going to be 1. So it's a little bit more challenging to factor it, but it's just guessing and checking until you find the right combination. All right, so we've got several examples to go over. All right, this is notes 3.5b still, and this is Roman numeral number 4. Roman numeral number 4. Okay, here we go. All right, number 1. 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. Okay, the first thing you do every single time you want to factor is see if there's a greatest common factor. Is there a GCF? 2, 11, and 12. Is there a number that goes into all 3 of those numbers other than 1? There's not. So that means you're ready to backwards FOIL. So you say what first term times what first term is 2x squared. No choice. The only way to get a 2 is 1 times 2. So x, 1x or x, and 2x. So that's not bad, but here's where it gets a little more complicated. What times what is 12? And I gotta make sure my inners and outers are 11. So basically what you need to think about is 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Those are your options. Now the first thing you can decide is, what are they both positive, are they both negative, or one of each? Well, since this is positive, you're multiplying to get a positive. They're either both positive or both negative. But when you add, you get a positive. So we know they both have to be positive. A positive times a positive is a positive, and a positive plus a positive is a positive. So we know this, these will both be positive. But what we don't know is which set of factors to choose. This is when you want to use a pencil. I'm going to use a marker, but you want to use a pencil because you're going to be erasing. So say you wanted to try the 1 and the 12. 1, 12. All right, inners would be 2x. Outers would be 12x. That is not 11x. That is 14x. So we know, okay, that combination did not work. Whew, can't find my eraser. Not sure what I did with it. Let me see if I laid it. Here it is. Okay. So the 1 and the 12 didn't work. Now, if I could put the 12 over here and the 1 here, but that didn't help. That's 24 plus 1, 25. So that didn't work. So the 1 and the 12, no can do. So maybe try 2 and the 6. 2, 6, 4, and 6. Ooh, so close. That's 10x, but I need 11. So that didn't work. See why you want to use a pencil? And if you switch them, still wouldn't work, because that'd be 12 and 2 be 14. So now we're down to 3 and 4. You just have to try, see if it's going to work. 3 and 4. So that would be 4x and 6x. Ah, so close. It's still not it. I need it to be 11. I need those outers and inners to add up to 11. Okay, let's try it again. Let's see, what did I put? 3 here and 4 here. Let's reverse that. Let's put 4 here and 3 here. See if that works. 8x. 3 times 3. Oh, we found it! It's 11x. That did it, guys. Woohoo! So you can see this is a little bit more challenging because you've got to try and try and try until you find the right combination. Okay, number 2. 3x squared minus 10x plus 7. All right, so again, is there a GCF? Is there something that goes into 3, 10, and 7? Just one, so no GCF other than one. All right, so we're gonna have to do the backwards FOIL. All right, what first term times what first term is 3x? Ah, no, there's no way to get a 3 except for 1 times 3. So 3x and 1x. All right, good deal. All right, and then what times what is 7? Oh, well, guess what? There's only one way to multiply to get 7, 1 times 7. So that's the only option you have. Now, one thing you got to notice on this problem is a little different than the other one. This is a positive, but look, when I add the inners and outers, I get a negative. So how can that happen? Well, instead of a 1 times 7, it's actually negative 1 times negative 7. All right, so let's just pop it in there and see what happens. Negative 7, negative 1, and if this doesn't work, we'll reverse them and see if that works. All right, inners, negative 7x, outers, negative 3x. Aha! We got it on the first try. That's negative 10x. See? Your outers and inners have to add to be the middle term. Okay? All right, so that one wasn't so bad. Think of it like a puzzle, like a game. Have fun with it. All right, next one. 6p squared plus 7p minus 5. Okay, here we go. Is there anything that goes into all three of those numbers other than 1? No. All right. So this one's a little bit different than the other two because look, the first times when we did the 2 and the 3, there's only one way to get a 2 or a 3. But for a 6, we got 2 options. It could be a 1 times a 6 or a 2 times a 3. So you just have to, pick one and go for it. All right, so what do you think we should try? What do you think, Kamari? You think we should try 1 times 6 or 2 times 3? Did you say 2 times 3? Okay, we'll try that. We'll see if it works. So 2p times 3p. Now, how can I get a 5? Actually, a negative 5. Well, I'm either going to have to say negative 1 times 5 or 1 times negative 5. That's the only two choices I have, but it is negative. So one of them has to be negative. Notice I need a positive 7 in the middle. Alrighty, so what do you think, guys? Want to do the 1 and the 5? Well, let's do that, but we got to figure out which way you want to go. Do you want the 1 to be negative or the 5 to be negative? All right, let's just pick one. Negative, positive. Let's see if it works. You just have to guess and check. So all you can do is guess and check. Play the game. Play the game. Here we go. Negative 3p, negative 1 times 3p, 5 times 2 would be 10p. Add that together, what do you get? Oh, you get 7! We got it the first time. We lucked out on that one. So, all right, so that's it. Just as long as your outers and inners add up to the 7, then you know you got it right. All right, number 4. All right, we've got 16m squared plus 36m minus 10. Yeah, I'll just get rid of that so it doesn't get in there. Okay, here we go. Now, the first thing you always do is see if there's a GCF. Is there any number that goes into a 16, a 36, and a 10? Ah, this time there is. So what goes into all three of those numbers? 2. So first thing you're going to have to do is take out that 2. Divide everything by 2. Take it out. Factor it out to the front. That's the greatest common factor. So the 2 stays. It is a factor. It actually has a special name, the greatest common factor. Now we got to go for this. Because, oops, that 5 doesn't look like a 5. Let me make it look better. There we go. There's no common factor again, so we're done with that part of it. All right. What first term times, oh, 8. That could be 1 times 8, or that could be 2 times 4. So on the 8, 2 times 4 or 1 times 8. So you just have to try one. Maybe you want to try 1m and 8m to get 8m squared. But to get a -5, it's similar to what we did before when we need, on this one, it'll be the same. You can either have a -1 times +5 or a +1 times a -5. You just got to go for something. So let's just try one. +1, -5. Did that give me 18 in the middle? All right, so that's 8. And that is a -5m. Uh-oh, that didn't do it. That just be 3. All right, so let's switch them. 5, -1. So that would be 40. And a -1, that'd be 39. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay, so we tried both of the 1 and the 5s, but it didn't work. So instead of trying 8 times the 1, that didn't work. We're gonna have to try 2 times 4. So now we've got to try to get this 18 in the middle. So you just have to take a chance. We'll just put 5 and 1. Now the only problem is 1 has to be positive and 1 has to be negative, okay? Because it is a -5. So -1 times 5 or 1 times -5. But I will give you a little hint. When you've got a positive in the middle, you know you want your bigger quantity to be positive. And if your quantity in the middle was negative, you'd want your larger quantity to be negative. So keeping that in mind, notice this is a 20 and this is going to be a 2. So I need a +18. So I'm going to make the 5 positive and the 1 negative. Did it work? 20m, -2m. Sure enough, that's 18m. So we got it. We found the combination that gives us the right answer. So here it is. All right, guys, so that's the deal for today. This is what all we have done today is add a number as a leading coefficient. All the problems you've done thus far, the leading coefficient has been 1. So what that does, it complicates it just a little bit because you're gonna have to try different things till you find the right combination that works. Okay, so be persistent. You can do this, okay? You've got to try. And if you need any help at all, today is, let's see, what's today? Friday. Today will be Friday when this is posted. So my office hours on Friday are 10 to 1. You have my home number right there on Google Classroom, and you also have it on the back of your syllabus. So feel free to call. I'd be glad to help you if you need any help at all.